All right, we are live. Welcome to January's Central Ohio and Dayton housing forecast. So things are cold outside, and so is the Columbus and Dayton real estate markets. So that might be good if you're looking to buy a house. We're going to talk about what's going on in our market. First month's in, January of 2025 is over. We're going to see how everything stacks up compared to last year right after, you guessed it, this countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to January's housing report. We're going to be talking about Dayton and Central Ohio, which consists of 14 counties throughout Central Ohio, just how everything's faring out. So last year, I said kind of December, early January when we kicked everything off, this is going to be the year of like consistency. Just kind of nothing crazy. Election's over. Everything's blah. But that's not a bad thing because people like consistency. If it's good or bad, they just kind of expect, if you know what's going to be happening in the future, that usually you get more comfortable and you make decisions. The unknown is what scares people. So let's take a look. Let's get right into it. Let's start. We always start in Columbus. Let's shoot right into it. How we are doing in Central Ohio, Columbus area so far this year. Things pros and cons. If you're a buyer, listen up. If you are a buyer, pay attention, guys. Realtor agents, buyer agents, listen up because closed sales are down 3% year to date compared to last year. I'm going to highlight some of this stuff here. That's okay. Nothing too crazy. It's been a cold January. That happens sometimes. But the thing, that is a positive is listings. Okay. Listings are actually up. So new listings right here, guys. New listings are up 7%. That's good. More listings. So we have 7% more listings January of this year than we did last year. So that's a good thing. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, that might be bad if you're a seller, but as a buyer, that means you have more listings to look at. More choices. That means houses are going to probably stay on market longer. We're going to see. We'll have that number here for you in a second. So if you're a buyer, things are cooling off, not just outside, but the market's cooling off, which means you're going to have a little bit more opportunity to purchase a house. Let's go back into the numbers here. Whoops. Here we go. Now, I mentioned earlier, days on market. That's something that's kind of important. If you look here, guys, days on market, 43 days. Houses on average have been on market for 43 days. That's 23% more than last year. So things are sitting longer. Now, we had a cold January. Could that play into it? Well, we'll find out. I think things are cooling off, just getting back to normal. That number's a little high compared to what we've seen even pre-COVID, but it is what it is. Now, the average sale price of a home is up 3% this year compared to last year, and that's a good thing. 3% is standard. We talk about it all the time on this podcast. 3% is the average home price increase annually historically. Okay, so that's good. That means things are kind of calming down. The real estate market's settling back in post-COVID. And, things, stability isn't a bad thing, guys. It's really not. People decide hey, interest rates are going to be around 7. That's just what it is. So let's just expect that's just the way it's going to be. So things are kind of getting back to normal, really, ultimately. Let me see the one number I wanted to see. Yeah. Month supply, 1.6. So there's inventory compared to what's for sale went down a little bit, but inventory is up compared to last year at this year. Now, Now it's still early, obviously, but this is definitely stabilizing the market, which I love. That's a good thing, guys. So let's jump into Dayton real quick. And we got to hit Dayton, or can't forget Dayton. So let's do shared screen. So let's pull up us in Dayton. Bam. All right. Now they have their look is a little different on the MLS there. There we go. All right. So let's take a look what's going on in Dayton. Dayton was on fire all last year, guys. We knew it. Those numbers are going to be impossible for them to replicate. So some of their numbers are going to look way off whack, but it's not because the bottom and the house is, on fire in Dayton and the Gem City. It's just they had such huge growth last year. You're comparing, Mount Everest to, a molehill, so to speak. So what's going on? So right now, I think key things is sales are down in Dayton 15% compared to last year at this time. It's just because they had such a huge influx of sales at one time. Their listings were up 40% year over year at one point. That's not sustainable. That's just not going to happen. I think the great thing is, new listings are down 6%, but the good thing is home prices are up about 5% in Dayton, Ohio. So that means if you bought a house in Dayton a year ago at this time, it's worth about 5% more. That is about, a little, not quite double the national average historically. But remember, Dayton, if you remember about Dayton was double digits all the way up till like September, October of last year. And then it got down to 9 and then 8 and 7, 8. And now it's all the way down to 5. So Dayton, I think that Wild West that we had about a year and a half ago, that's over. I think things are stabilizing in Dayton. They're stabilizing in Columbus and the rest of Ohio. So that's it. That's really what's going on, guys. In January, it's obviously very early and it's very cold. Does the weather affect it? Probably a little bit, but things are stabilizing. 2025 is the year of stabilization. That is good if you're a home seller and buyer, because now you know what you're getting into. Rates are not going down. Home prices aren't going down. It is what it is. So I hope that helps you guys. Again, this is Adam Ashma, president of Ashmont Realty and Honduras College instructor. And listen, if you guys are thinking about getting into real estate, look below. Click the link below. 30% off. Ashmont Realty is giving you 30% off your Honduras College tuition, 30% off for your books, your tuition. You can be done in about 2 months. 2 months, you can have your real estate license. That puts you into like April, May, and you'll be done. Check it out. Click the link below, and we'll see you next month.